Howdy folks, TJ here. The time has come to play my first record, album, vinyl, LP, what else can you call it? But this one's special. This one is from 2024, and it was for a specky video game, a Sinclair ZX Spectrum Next, to be specific. And it's standing behind me. A man in his techno shed presents TX-1696. If you've been watching my channel, I recently played the video game, and at the time, I wanted to play the record also as part of the video. But as I explained in that, I've got this Ion turntable, bought it for my wife probably 10 years ago from Fry's Electronics in California. May they rest in peace. The coolest store went out of business. I could no longer go someplace and buy tech other than Best Buy, but they don't have tech I wanted. Fry's had electronic components and video games and computer stuff and books and refrigerators and all this stuff. But I bought this for her as a Christmas present, never used. Never used at all. So that was the time. So I took it out and then I turned it on and this little thing didn't spin around. Oh, I gotta remember, I gotta put this on there. Nice. So earlier today, I'm smacking my computer behind me. Did I just put a big dent in it? I don't know. Anyway, what was I going to say? Earlier today, I made a video. It was for my Patreons only. Once in a while, I like to make a video that folks that are giving me a little bit of a payment every month to be either a paying Patreon or a YouTube member, I like to give them something that only they can see once in a while because they're giving me a little bit of dough to keep the lights on, and I appreciate that. So I think along with their names in the credits at the end of this video, if you watch the whole thing, at the end you'll see a list of 24 currently Patreons. And how many YouTube members? 7. And a couple of them are duplicates that are also Patreon members. So if you're able, one of them is only $1 a month, not a year. That would be really bad. $1 a month. That's what, 1/4 of the price of a hamburger. I go to McDonald's right now, a little kid-sized hamburger's $3.99. Isn't that crazy? So for $1 a month, you can help a mate like me that makes videos. That's a lot of work. Even though I do it and I love it and it's a hobby, but still, I want to keep the lights on. So the lights on means, yeah, I've got this high-speed internet because I need it in order to upload all these videos. If I wasn't doing this YouTube stuff, I would go back to old satellite internet and just check email once in a while. But if you can, I'll put the link down below if you want to become a patron. They have a free one, but you don't see the behind-the-scenes stuff on the free one. You just see exactly what I put up on YouTube's. But if you pay at least $1 a month, you will see my periodic behind-the-scenes. And I did one this morning, a 13-minute long video of me making this work. I had to make that work in order to play this. And it was a belt replacement, so I just chat as I'm replacing it. I had no idea if it would fix it, but I fixed it, and it spins. That I know. Whether it's going to play this, I don't know yet. But anyway, thank you again to the patrons and YouTube members. If you're watching this video right now, there's a join button in the window someplace. If you click on that, the same thing. Anywhere from $1 to $2 to $3 or $4 a month, you can pledge whatever one you want, and you become a member, and that helps me every month. After Patreon or YouTube take their 30% cut or whatever, but I do get a few bucks here and there, and that helps. So thank you for those that have done that. Ion, 10 years old. I have it spinning now. I have no, is it even set to 33 RPM? I think so. It looks like it. I have not played a record. I'm going to call it record because that's what we used to call it. Nowadays, I think the mucky mutts call it vinyl. Did I start this recording? I better check. Yeah, they call it vinyl. I think that's just a hipper way. Maybe they called it vinyl back in the day, but when I was a kid, we called it record player, records, and then we would periodically call it an LP or an album, but I don't think I ever called it vinyl back then. So we're going to play, I think, since this on the Techno Shed website called it vinyl, I'm going to call it vinyl sometimes. And here's what the front cover looks like. It is part of their video game. This is what their video game is. And here's the front cover. Looks beautiful. A man in his Techno Shed. And I already did check the recording, right? I think I looked, but I may have not have. But we're going to go for it anyway. Here's the front. And then here's the back. The back of it has the names of all the music. I'm calling it music right now. I don't know if this is rock and roll, country, hip-hop, rap. I have no idea. It's Richard Faulkner, by the way. He's the one that created this. And I read in my... Go check the video gameplay, because I actually showed this. That's Richard, and that's his pops. His pops passed away. And I let Richard know that my pops recently passed away as well, just a little over a year ago. So I understand his conundrum. We'll call it that. And I wish we could talk to our fathers every day, and I told him, we do. They actually, my father tells me things once in a while like, you're a dumbass. You shouldn't have done that. I hear it in my ear. I don't know if he's really around, but I take it as that. And then when I do something good, I hear a good job. So anyway, back of the album. So some of the names of the two, we'll call them tunes right now. I don't know if this is techno or what, but TX Wars intro, title, TX-1696. I'll hold it a few different ways. Hopefully this is coming in. The Big Bug, Fire. That's on side A. Side B is Hero theme, Aquatic, Pumped ending, Dark ending, Retrospective ending. There's a lot of endings here. And then, again, story about Richard, his father, and then a little bit the soundtrack. I love this, but I'm going to read it again because, and I said it 2 or 3 times in my last video, this soundtrack is sequenced exclusively on an Atari ST, not an Amiga, not an Apple, not a Commodore, none of those things. It was Atari ST with the following instruments, and he has all these instruments. By the way, Richard, I just purchased my first MIDI cable this week. I'm going to play MIDI Maze on my Ataris that I'm connecting together in a little ring network. How about that? I'm going to play MIDI Maze for the first time. Anyway, so that's the album. Love good old album. So let's open this album. It came to me, by the way, you can tell he knows his vinyl because when it shipped, he had it outside of here. Because if you leave it in here and you ship it, I think you can get some rings that form around that or impacts of shipping. Anyway, it came, and I think people with laser discs do the same thing. You put it on the outside and maybe put something in between it so you don't screw up the cover, because a lot of people are buying an LP for the artwork, and they want this to be as pristine as they can. We'll put that back here. Now, the record, now I called it a record, the vinyl, it's a record. Comes in a generic paper wrap. And then there's this big, and look at the color. It's got an orange, crazy marmalade, I'll call it, with a logo. It looks like an eye. Is that the Eye of Sauron? I just spit all over this thing. It's not going to play too well. The Eye of Sauron. And then on this side, it's got a red Eye of Sauron. But it's like a clear translucent. Can you see me? Maybe, kind of. But what side's A and what side's B? Is it a color thing? There's nothing here that says, TJ, the red one is A and the other one's B. So how do you tell what side's what? Is it printed on here in small print? I don't see it. So that's number one. What side am I playing? I have no idea. And unless it comes out and sings a song and tells me that I'm playing TX Wars, I'm screwed. But we're just going to play, and I was going to try to lay down, I was going to just play a little blurblets of it at the beginning of each song, but I don't see the lines well enough on here to know where the tune starts and where it stops. Is this thing warped? No, I don't think so, but I'm warped. So let's just set it on the green side. Green means go. Red means stop. Go, stop. Okay, that's what we're going to go with. This is side A. So I got to get it in the hole. Okay, so I've got this. Do I have it powered on? I think so. I've got to flick this over and the power button's back here. And then as I lift this and push this, the record should spin. It's spinning. Now, I don't know if it's going to play. Now, this has never been played. This needle has never seen a track in its life. Am I lined up here? I guess so. And let's turn up the volume. It's up all the way, so I don't know how loud this is going to be. This is a gentle sit down. It's doing it itself. Oh, good old cracklies of LP albums. That sounds a little Star Warsy, right? TX Wars intro. It's probably not that one. I don't know. How do you figure it out? I don't think you can. Now this sounds like side A. This is in the video game. I can't play everything because you'd be recording. You can buy this album. There's a video game that you can buy an album. Isn't that crazy? That's cool. So there's a voice in here. Now let's go ahead and lift up. Now let's just push it over a little bit and go down here. Side A, possibly. Now hopefully this is picking up well enough. It's up as highest volume. This is what it's got two little speakers built in. You just want to. It's kind of rock and roll techno. What kind of music do you call it? Is this techno? Is this beeper music? Is this, Richard, if you're watching this, what arena does this fall under? Oh, look at the eye. The eye is kind of, if you're looking at it, it's kind of drawing me in. Okay, let's go a little bit further in and drop it. Now I'm guessing that's okay, but like I said, I can't really tell. Well, I can kind of see where maybe the tracks end and start when it's spinning. I can see some more definitive lines in here. Well, let's do this. This should be the one that's on the front. Oh! Imagine that. Now let's go to the end. Maybe no, that's not. Oh, the record stopped. Okay, that was definitely too much of an end. Maybe here's some music. Or if it's no, that's self-returning. That's self-stopping. Oh no, you don't want to drop it down itself. There is something over here. What was it? Auto stop. Auto stop. Oh, that's what. Yeah, it's on. So that's why it stopped. Okay. So I really didn't get to the end of a track. So let's go here. I went too much to the end. Did it again. I went too far. It's kind of hard to tell. Let's go to there. I want to get to kind of like, I'm hoping this is the last track. No. You son of a bitch. It's like a specky programmer. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the F word. Okay, now I'm going to go there. Okay, there's got to be some music there. Because it really goes quick there. There we go. Now, hopefully this sounds right to you, Richard. Hopefully everything's spinning at the right speed. It is 33 RPM. Okay, let's try side B. I really don't know what side was what, but since that other song did the TX intro, and that sounded like an intro to me. So, okay, let's go over here and drop it. Okay. Side B, I think. What was side B? Hero theme or TX Wars intro. It's one of those two. No, this sounds like the beginning of the video game. I think. Let's see if it does that little voice thing. I think it is. But I don't hear a voice. No. The other one who did the little voice thing. Okay, so you've got a gist of that. Now let's just go halfway between. I'm just giving you a little essence. If you love the Speccy Next and want a very unique gift to yourself or someone else, you buy TX-1696 and the album, vinyl, record, album. Ooh, this one sounds sinister. A little Halloween-y. Now imagine if I had this on nice speakers with bass. I can't do that, but in the future maybe. This is like the video game. It's so frantic, it's so fast. It's not for the weak of mind, that's for sure, that game. And I'm weak of mind. Go back and watch that video if you haven't. Okay, now let's go. Let's see if I can go to the kind of the end, but not too far, because if I go that far, it's going to go zoop and stop. Oh, this sounds fast. It's like the Chipmunks. Do I have it on the right speed? I'm pretty sure this is a 33 RPM record. This can play it at 45 and 78, and I've got some 78s, believe it or not. I've got an old witch's hat, 1800s phonograph player. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, yeah. So, this is an album that you can buy with your game. And if you own a Speccy Next and you're like me, these unique things make it a lot of fun to own a Next or any computer. I don't know how many hundreds of these they've made and sold, but it's going to be in 10 years from now. I think people are going to look back and go, not only is this the Eye of Sauron, but they're going to go, wow, you could buy a record about a video game. And what's cool, do you own a ZX81, a Timex TS1000, a 1500 Timex, or a ZX80? You know that they are no ears because you have no music playing with those games. So normally when I play the ZX81 or Timex in my case, I make my own boops and bonks and I yell and I scream and I add my own audio to playing those video games because there's no audio and there's no color either. So imagine what I find is I like having some type of music soundtrack playing behind me. So if you add this to any of the games that have no sound, you can play this in the background and play the video game and imagine that you're in TX-1696 or just space or whatever the album plays. In this case, it's a more of a futuristic music, very specky, very futuristic. And this is the first record I've played. Literally, I think the last time I played a record was 1980. No, probably early 1990s, because when I got married, I did move my stereo with an LP player to the new house. So let's just say 1990, right around when I got married, was the last time I played. How many decades ago is that? 1990 to 2010, 30 some odd years. It took some fingers to do that. I'm old. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a long time. So I'm glad it worked. Maybe I need to go find some other album and see if the voice sounds right, because this is just music. I can't tell if it's going too fast, too slow, dragging. I can't tell any of that. But if I put somebody's voice on and it does that, I'll know there's an issue. But hopefully you've enjoyed this. I'm loving it. A Man in His Techno Shed presents TX-1696. I'll put the link down below where you can, at least as of now, still order and buy this game for the Next, the album. And this was very fun. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day and happy weekend to you. Bye.